commands, basic commands I know.
Okay. Thing is that you are from IT field, non-IT field, every person can do this Linux administration course. Okay. What I'm saying is no prerequisite. Doesn't mean that you have to be from the IT industry or software industry. No, you should have minimum logic of operating systems or Windows. Nothing as such required. Okay. Nothing as such required. You can do it directly. Nothing as such required. Okay. So where this course is going to be useful, I'm just repeating. A person who wants to do Linux administration, course or job, need this Linux admin topics. Okay. And apart from that, people or students who are thinking of doing AWS course, Amazon Web Services, cloud technology also require this course. Okay. Amazon Web Services and all require this course. DevOps people also require this course. Okay. So you are understanding what I'm saying?
Yeah.
DevOps people who wants to go for DevOps operation and all, that also people require. So one more thing is who wants to learn database administration, Oracle database, DB2 database, MySQL server database. Okay, these database to be managed, you need to have Linux knowledge. Okay, there also it's going to help us. Okay, Surya.
Okay.
Suraj, from your side, some disturbance is coming at background. Suraj, from your side, some disturbance is coming in. Okay. As you can see here, the course duration is for 35 to 40 classes, Surya. And we are going to take 1 hour to 1.5 hour class, and that too will be only weekdays.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. 35 classes to 40 classes will be the course duration, total duration. And we are going to take only Friday to Monday, Monday to Friday only. Apart from that, if possible, if required, I will take Saturdays and Sunday, if required. And timing is from 8 to 9:30. 8 to 9 or 8 to 9:30. Okay.
Okay.
Timing is from 8 to 9 or 8 to 9:30. Okay. And now see, you are coming to the course content. Yesterday, Surya, this was the first demo session. These were all discussed. So course content we have divided into 3 levels. Surya, for you, basics of Unix and Linux is the first level. Okay, where you will be made aware of Linux operating system, how to work with Linux, how to open operating system, how to work, how to give command, what basics of Linux, making you aware of Linux environment. Okay, if you are doing the basics of Unix and Linux, you are be aware of the environment. How do I use CLI? How do I use GUI? These things will be coming in the course basics. After that basics, next step is going to Linux standalone administration. Standalone, how do I set up my operating system? How do I format? What is the booting process? How the different run levels are working? How do I implement LVM, RAID, ACLs? How do I install packages? These all come in standalone administration, Surya.
Okay.
Okay. Later we will go to the last thing for which we are learning, Linux server admin topics. Okay. What does it come in server administration are this? How do I configure networking in a Linux? How do I configure networking in Linux? Okay. How do I configure FTP server? How do I configure NF server?
Okay.
Suraj, 1 minute, some doubt is asking. What is it? Can I change server? I change server. Can I go Windows to Linux? Suraj, I didn't get you. Please unmute and speak. I didn't get you. What is the question? Suraj.
Hello.
Actually, you want to migrate from Windows to Linux server.
Means you are wanted to migrate from, you are doing Windows administration, so you can understand Linux administration. Is that a question, your question? Suraj, I'm not getting what you're saying.
Yes, sir.
What is your question, man? Please repeat.
Sir, my question is, can I go Windows to Linux? In my operating system, only one OS is stored. So can I go Windows to Linux without installation? Without installation Linux.
So, Suraj, what is your question should be? I have in my laptop Windows operating system. Can I also install Linux? Is this your question?
Yes, sir.
Is this your question correct? Is this
Yes,
question?
sir.
Is it?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
you have put it somewhere. I can. You have what question you have given in the chat is? Can I change server? Can I go Windows to Linux? What does it mean? So you should be precise whenever you are putting a question. See, I will let you know. See here, Suraj. This is my operating system. You can see the background. This is my Windows 8.1 operating system. Suraj. See here. So you don't need to uninstall or format your Windows operating system and then install Linux. No need. There is a virtualization software. This is the VMware software. You can see here. This is the VMware software, Suraj. Suraj, for you I'm saying. This is a virtualization software. Using this virtualization software, you can install multiple Linux operating systems or above Windows operating system without deleting it. Did you get it?
Yes, sir.
So this is the virtualization operating system. Virtualization. This is called VMware virtualization. If you install this software, VMware Workstation, download it from internet, install it in your system. I'll show you how to install all the other things also later in the class. When OS installation comes, I'll show you. There, without uninstalling your Windows, you can install Linux operating system in the same computer or laptop or desktop, whichever. Okay, Linux. Okay. Did you get the answer, Suresh? Suraj?
Yes, sir. I got the answer.
So without uninstalling Windows, you can actually install Linux. Don't worry. I will show you how to install VMware Workstation on that Linux VMware Workstation. How do I install operating systems like Linux, Unix, or any operating system? Okay.
Okay.
So now you can see here. So these are the different contents. Surya, Apache Web Server. We are going to take in server administration, DNS server, Samba server. These are the server applications, Surya. So
Okay.
and this is the kickstart server. What does a kickstart means? Remote installation of operating system. Okay, remote installation,
Okay.
not a localized installation. In your computer network, in your company, there are 100 computers. In each and every computer, operating system is required, right or not?
Yes, sir. Right.
So is that your system admin who is going to deploy that will go to even each and every computer or each and every desk, put a CD or put a pen drive and install operating system in your real-time
No,
production
no,
environment?
not
No.
possible, sir.
Using Kickstart, you can actually automate your Linux deployment, OS deployment in different client systems using Kickstart. Okay.
Okay.
So these are the things. Yesterday we started with Surya. Yesterday we started with what is the hardware and what is the computer. Computer can consist of hardware components and software components. Suresh, I am just repeating it because this is a new guy. Suresh, he's a new guy.
No problem.
Okay. Okay. It contains of hardware components and software. What is a computer? It is made up of hardware components and software. Whenever you purchase a computer, okay, whenever you are purchasing a computer, what is coming? It is just a physical hardware. It is just a physical hardware. Screen, keyboard, mouse, touchpad, hard disk, motherboard, okay, CD-ROM. All these are called physical components of a computer. Hardware components are physical components. Then what is
Okay.
a software? Software is a logical component, not a physical component. Logical component using which it helps us to communicate with the different hardware components. Okay. Software. What you can say software? What is the definition of the software? Software can be called, it is a set of programs or code. Okay. It is a logical entity, not a physical entity. You cannot feel the software. You can touch the software. Okay. It is a program. It is what can the software be defined? Okay. Software can be called, it is a set of programs or code. Okay. What can the software be called? It is a set of programs or code. It is a logical entity. Okay.
Okay.
So what are the different types of software? Again, software can be classified again two formats: system software, application software. Okay. See here, I have written different types of software. different types of software. So first differentiation is system software. Second differentiation is application software. Okay, system software, application software. So now coming to the question, what is the system software? Okay, software are differentiated into two formats, two types: system software, application software. Okay, then what is the system software? Then the question arises, what is a system software? Okay, it is a platform on which application softwares work. Right or not? What is the system software? It can be defined as it is a platform on which application softwares are working or can be installed. Okay. What is the system software? It's a platform on which application softwares are working. Okay. By definition, what is the definition of a system software? It is an interface between user and user level applications and hardware. Okay, it is working as an interface. It is a converter. It is a translator. Okay, software is a translator or an interface. See, hardware only understand binary language. Most of the people know that hardware only understand binary, zeros and ones. Okay, but we humans, we don't understand binary language. We understand high level language called English. Okay, we understand a high level language. Communicable language is English. So computer or the hardware is working in binary language. We are working on high level language. Okay. So whenever you are giving instructions in high level language, and these instructions which are given to a computer are in high level language, how the hardware is going to understand high level language? So operating system or system software is working as an interface, converting your high level code or high level language to binary language and vice versa. See here. I think you understood. Surya, you understood what is happening in the background? Surya,
Yeah. Yes, sir.
whenever the user is giving, you are a user here. You can see I have presented 3 users who are connecting to the same computer thing. Okay. Computer
Okay.
is made up of software components and hardware components. This part, hardware components are motherboard, keyboard, mouse, CPU, LAN card. Okay. You know this,
Okay.
right or not?
Yeah.
And these are the other peripherals. Printer is also a hardware which is connected to external component, external hardware, internal hardware. I'm writing here. This is internal hardware. This is external hardware. Right or not?
Yeah.
Okay, these are the things. Internal hardware and external hardware devices. Both are they are connected to a computer. And these components, internal and external, these components which are internal and external can only understand binary language. Understood? Can only understand binary language. Who is going to convert this high level language to binary and vice versa? Any idea? Suraj? Who is going to convert this high level language to binary and vice versa? Suraj, can you please tell me? Okay, Surya, tell me who will convert this high level language to binary and binary to high level?
System software.
System software. Okay. Now you understood what is the purpose of system software. Whenever you are buying a computer, only physical components come, but physical component that cannot be accessed directly. You need some interface to using which you can give instructions to the hardware. That instruction conversion is done using system software or operating system. Am I clear? Surya.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is how the background is happening. Okay, now we will do next part. See here, I have wrote very mission. It is an interface. What is the system software? It is an interface between user or user level applications and hardware. Why the interface is required? Because hardware works on only binary language, zeros and ones. And one of the most important examples of system software is operating system is the most important example of system software. Okay, system software का सबसे अच्छा example है operating system, and also there is system software का other example है device driver. Okay, system software का other example है device driver. Now we will see what is the device drivers and other things. What is a device driver? Yesterday I didn't show you. Any doubts you can raise. Okay, any doubts you can raise. What is a device driver? Today's class. Date I am putting. Okay. So what is the device driver? Next question. Okay, device. What is the device driver? It is a C program designed, communicate, designed Okay, what is the device driver? It is a C program. It is kind of a C program code designed to communicate with the different hardware components of a computer. Okay, so there are how many hardware? There are two types of hardwares in this: internal hardware, external hardware. Suresh, are you understanding? Soumya Dikshit.
Yeah, yes.
Soumya, you are the same person who attended yesterday. Soumya,
Exactly. Yes. Actually, they
What's
did
the
not
name?
send the link actually.
what? Links नहीं send किया क्या?
हाँ, लिंक अभी तक तो सेंड नहीं किया था, वो थोड़ा बात करके वापस सेंड किया तो ये कर हाँ
हाँ, इसलिए लेट हुआ क्या आपको? इसके लिए
हाँ
लेट हुआ. Okay,
हाँ
Suraj, you are okay. Suresh, అర్థమవుతుందా? Suresh garu. Soumya, you are understanding, na? Just now
Yes, sir.
started. Okay, Soumya, just now we are starting. This is the
yeah
class.
yeah
So hardware also two types: internal hardware, external hardware. Okay. So device drivers are also two types, because hardware also take two types. Device drivers also, because device drivers are dependent. So device drivers are also two types. First is internal, second is external, okay. So what is this internal device drivers? So I have written what is a device driver. Okay. Suresh, any doubts? Am I clear with this? What is internal devices and the internal device drivers, and what is external devices and what are the external devices? Suresh,
Yes, sir. Clear.
any doubt? Any doubt? Clarity में कुछ problem? सौम्या, सौम्या, समझ में आ गया आपको?
It's clear. Yeah. Yes.
So device drivers भी, see operating system is a part of system software. System software के two types होते हैं. Okay, system software is an interface using which user communicates with the hardware. I gave you the definition. System software के two examples होते हैं, and these are called, first is the operating system, second is device drivers. Okay, I already explained yesterday what is the operating system, what has it done. Now today I am explaining what is the device driver and what are the different types of device drivers depending on hardware, because device drivers are used to communicate with the hardware. Okay, operating system cannot directly communicate with the hardware, it will use the device drivers through which it communicates the hardware. So device drivers are very important for any device to communicate. Suresh, అర్థమైతుందా? సూర్య, సమझ में आया? సూర్య.
అర్థమైంది.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
now we will see. Now we have seen what is this internal device drivers, external. Yesterday we started with the Linux operating system class. उसके बाद classifications of operating system. What is a CUI based operating system? What is a GUI based? Okay, different classification of operating system. You know what is operating system? Okay, that is a main component of system software is called operating system. Okay, system software का main component is operating system. So yesterday's class, now I am continuing. Okay, different, the main component of a system software where is operating system. Okay, different, yesterday's the different classifications of So am I clear with the what are the different classifications? Okay, yesterday also I showed you. Now the next classification is, okay, now it is next classification is single user okay. So next classification, third classification is so Surya, am I clear with the different classifications of operating system? Surya,
Yeah.
what is that first classification is operating system ka first, because system software is part of main component of a system software is operating system, device drivers and operating system. So we are here in this class, we are going to learn Linux operating. So we are interested in system software only. Okay, different classifications of operating systems. First classification can be CUI based operating system and GUI based. Okay, what is the CUI based? So command line interface operating systems are CUI based operating. Here, whenever you want to give any instructions to the computer, like this, whenever you want to give any instructions to the computer, it looks like this. Okay, see here, this is a CUI based operating system, Linux. Okay, whenever you want to give any instructions, like host name, I wanted to check, I want to check configure if config IP address of a system. So here we are going to give instructions in CLI. CLI means command line interface or command user interface. No GUI is there, but GUI based operating system, Windows and Linux. So Windows is only GUI based operating system. Advantage of working with Linux, Linux can be configured to work as a GUI operating system also. See here. So you can see all the folders. If you wanted to create something, suppose I wanted to check what is in this initial configuration. See like this. I wanted to go to Rajesh file. I wanted to open something, C program. I'm just opening with the text editor. See here. I have opened a C code. So is it a GUI based operating system or CLI? Surya, Linux. Surya, question to you.
Yeah, tell
Linux
me.
is a CUI based or GUI based? According to you.
Both, sir.
Both, yes. So this way you can work with Linux in GUI mode and CUI mode. That is the advantage. Okay, that is the advantage. And one of the differentiations which I have written here, CLI based, GUI based, you got to understand. Next differentiation is single user operating system and multi-user operating system. Okay, single user operating system are basically client operating system. Only one user is allowed to log in at a time and work. Okay, examples. Next insert is note all client operating system, client based. Okay, all client based operating. What is single user? Only operating system which allows a single user to connect at a time. No, not more than a single user can work. Okay, all client based operating system are single user. Multi user means multiple users can log in at the same time. Third classification, client based operating system and server based operating system. Okay, client operating systems are basically designed for single user operations, like your desktop which you are using in your house, laptop which you are using in your house. These are client based hardware and client based operating system. Okay, what is this? They are computationally depending on hardware power, there are very less power. They only support 1 or 2 CPUs and few GBs of RAM. Okay, this is used for a single user, but in a server environment where hundreds and thousands of users are connecting, these client-based hardware and operating systems are basically useless. Okay, these client-based operating systems cannot be used in a server environment. Server operating systems are installed on server hardware, and server hardware is different from a client or a single laptop or a desktop hardware. And the server hardware supports multiple CPUs and they support huge amount of RAM. Right or not? Suresh, am I clear with this?
Yes, sir.
Suresh,
Yes.
what is the difference between a client operating system and server operating system? Where they work, okay, where they support. The supporting hardware is different. Server operating system support multiple users, so they need more computation power, more amount of RAM, okay, in order to work for these many users. Okay, Surya, any doubts? Surya,
No, sir.
అర్థమవుతుందా సూర్య గారు? సూర్య తెలుగు
అర్థం.
సో ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయా? క్లారిటీ ఉందా?
ఉంది సార్ క్లాస్.
So now we have seen little more of the things. Okay. Now we will
So
see
Windows Server,
history of.
Windows NT is also server, right? Server operating system.
Yes.
Windows NT.
Yes. I will tell you why I am not writing. Windows NT is also a server operating system. To be correct, it is the first server operating system from Windows. Suresh, it is the first server operating system from Windows. First
Okay.
server. Before that, before Windows NT, we were having, I'll just show you, we were having, when the Windows was actually, the Windows is successful or famous because it is from the starting GUI based. GUI was the main fund of Windows, because of which it became so successful. Right or not? Windows from the starting has been adopted. Why? Only because it was a GUI. Windows started with the Windows 1.0. After that, Windows 1.1, 1.1, 1.2, like this. Okay. After that, when the server operating systems were released, Windows Server operating system, Windows NT. First server operating system for Windows is Windows NT. Okay. So we are not talking about this Windows because it is not so important here. When the Windows came up, these are not so important. We will be practicing more. We are going to actually talk about what exactly our Linux is, more of the content. Okay. That is the why I'm not mentioning all this. Is what is the Windows operating system, why it is Windows 1.0, 2.0. Okay. Suresh, understanding?
Yes, sir.
So we are going to only concentrate purely on Linux. So if you don't know the history of Linux, Windows operating system, when it came, what version, that's not so important. Nobody will ask you, right or not?
Exactly.
So I am just trying to keep our concentration on Linux itself. Okay. So now you understand different classifications of operating systems. Okay. Single user, multi-user, client-based operating system, and server operating, and how the client operating system and server operating systems are different. Okay. How the client operating systems are basically for laptop or desktop which you are working in your home. Okay. These operating supports only 1 or 2 processors and little amount of RAM, enough to support a single user. But server operating system and hardware are both different. Server operating system has to work or support thousands, even lakhs of logins at a time. Okay. See, hardware which is client-based hardware cannot support server load. So server hardware is different, server operating is different, and server applications which support all this are also different. Okay. So now we will see little history of Unix, little history of Linux. Of Unix. First, why we are going for history of Unix? Any idea why we are starting with history of Unix instead of Linux? Because Unix is the mother of all operating systems. All modern operating system. Why we are talking about history? Note. Okay, Unix is the father of all operating systems. Why? All operating systems are derived basically okay. Why we are learning? So now the history of Unix. So here you can see first main thing, history of Unix. Unix is father of all modern operating systems currently which are using. Okay. First thing, Unix is why we are talking about Unix, because Linux is derived from Unix. Okay. Linux is derived from Unix. Okay. Because Unix can be called as the father of all modern operating systems. All modern operating system, all the operating systems currently we are using, whether it is the Windows, Linux, all the things, but basically based on original Unix concept only. Okay. Unix was developed way back in 1973 at AT&T Bell Labs during using researchers, different, I don't know the name. Okay. It was distributed to various universities. After the development in 1973, it was distributed, Unix kernel was distributed to various universities for research purpose. Okay. Then the original kernel, Unix kernel, was taken up by different multinational organizations, big companies like IBM, HP, and all those things. They created their own operating systems, which are Unix variants. Okay, understanding what are the different kernel? Unix kernel was taken up by different multinational organizations. They developed their own Unix variants. Okay, these are the variants. AT&T Bell Labs have created operating systems like Unix, which was released as System 5 Release 3. Sunsoft or Sun Solaris has been released. Sun Solaris operating system was from Sunsoft. Now basically it is Sun Solaris. Okay, Sun Solaris from Sun Microsystems. IBM, multinational company, created its own Unix-like operating system, AIX. HP created its own Unix-like operating system, HPUX. Okay, apart from that, you can see here BSD Linux, which was called pre-BSD Linux, which was developed by BSD, Berkeley Software Distribution. Okay, Soumya, any doubts? Are you getting how the Unix has evolved? History of the Unix समझ में आ गया सौम्या?
Yes.
So Unix, why we are talking about Unix? Only thing is that Unix is the father of all operating systems. Modern operating systems are all derived from, and it was developed in 1973 in AT&T Bell Labs. Later, this Unix operating system kernel was taken up by different multinationals to create their Unix variants. Okay. You can say what are the different, see here, and also see here Linux. Next thing I am to write 5. Linux operating system is also a variant of Unix only, developed by Linus, not a multinational company. This name is Linus Torvalds. This is the username. Okay, now you got to understand. So you can see what are the different distributions of Unix. Now question is, what are the first BSD Linux, BSD Unix. Second distributions can be called as AIX operating system, AIX. Third can be HP Unix. Fourth, okay, fourth, Sun Solaris. Linux, etc. These are the few of the things. Okay. Now question is, what is the difference between next question, what is the difference between these Unix flavors? How they are different, BSD, Linux, AIX, and all the things. Any idea, Soumya? Are they all same? Any doubts you are getting, Soumya? Soumya?
Hello.
Are you getting the difference between these? What are the different distributions? समझ में आ गया आपको? Have you understood of Unix?
Yes.
Okay, can you tell me what is the difference between these all distributions and Linux? Any idea? Now we have written, see, what are the different distributions of Unix are these things, BSD Unix, AIX, HPUX, okay. Then, can you give a
These are all
difference between,
Unix flavors and Unix flavor, I think.
okay, they are all Unix flavors only. Linux is also Unix flavor only.
Yes,
So, I
yes.
am asking, what is the difference between these four and Linux? Why it is so important, Linux? So, I am saying we are learning Linux. Okay, nice. For Linux learning, we have to learn about Unix because from this only Linux was derived from Unix. And
Exactly.
these many distributions of Unixes are there. Why are we preferring Linux? That is what I'm asking. Any idea?
Maybe that will be the updated one and more user friendly.
I will tell you. See here. Now I'm writing. What are the difference between these Unix flavors? Means all the different flavors. How it is different from Linux? Why? Why Linux is so preferred? I'm writing. See. All answer. I'm writing. See. All the above Unix flavors or vendors are all licensed OSs. Getting licensed operating systems except all the above Unix flavors except Unix, Linux are licensed operating systems. Getting difference of first समझ में आ गया? First doubt. All are licensed. Linux is not licensed operating. It can be downloaded freely. Okay, but BSD Unix, AIX, HP, Solaris are licensed. You need to pay for the company. Getting first difference.
Yes.
So first difference I'm writing C. Second
Yes,
I'm
yes.
writing C. All the above Unix flavors apart from Linux are CU by based only. No graphics. समझ में आ गया आपको?
Yeah.
So they are CUI based. Linux is CUI come GUI. But old Unix flavors, BSD Unix, AIX, HP, Solaris, CI based are CLI based only. Getting? Okay. All the above Unix flavors or distributions or flavors or distributions or both anything same. All the above Unix flavors or distributions. Okay. All the above Unix except Linux are hardware dependent, hardware specific. What is the meaning? Can you please tell me? Suresh, I'm asking you. What is the last thing which I have written? Any idea? Suresh?
Yes, sir. This Linux can be, it's the platform independent. These are
What I'm
dependent
saying
on.
is, these are all example. I'm saying, suppose you wanted to install Sun Solaris operating system, Suresh. So Sun Solaris operating system install करने के लिए Sun operating system को license लेके purchase करना पड़ेगा, right or not? Right or not, Suresh?
Yes.
And
Yes.
apart from that, this Sun Solaris operating system cannot be installed on Intel-based machines or any other platforms. It has to support Sun Spark machines. Example I'm writing. If
Specific hardware
you
is
take
required. Yeah.
specific hardware, HPUX, you cannot install in all the operating system. All hardware, HPUX, this is HPUX cannot be installed on all hardware. Sun Solaris cannot be installed on hardware. They are hardware specific. That hardware also should be purchased from the same company. समझ में आ गया difference? Okay, these are the things. Hardware specific, licensed OS, they are CUI based. Then why Linux? Now question, why Linux? Soumya, any answer? Now you understand the difference between these Linux flavors and Unix flavors and Linux? Soumya, unmute. Soumya, can you now you did you get the difference between Unix flavors and Linux? Linux is also a flavor of Unix. Why it is preferred? You get to understand?
Yes.
Because all the flavors are licensed. Okay, they are from multinational companies. They are all CUI based, no GUI. And last thing, all are server operating systems. 1 minute. 1 minute. Okay. All are server operating systems only. Getting?
Yeah.
All the above operating systems. See, example, fifth point. All the above Unix flavors except Linux is a server operating system only. Okay, समझ में आ गया?
Yes.
So this is the advantage of Unix Linux. Now see, why Linux is preferred? Now question is, why Linux is preferred? Can I take 5 more minutes, Soumya and Suresh?
Yes. Yes.
So why Linux is preferred? So first thing, it is a open source operating system. Second is, it is a freeware. Third, so it is both CUI and GUI. Fourth, it is hardware independent. It can be configured to work as a server operating system and also okay. Am I clear? Suresh, any doubts? Suresh, Ardhamainda? Soumya, did you get everything? Understood
Yes.
everything?
Yes.
Arthamain, sir.
So Soumya, today is actually 9:20. I can't take more because other people have left. Few of the people have left due to time constraints. So I will stop the class here. Tomorrow it will be continued. Okay, Soumya? Okay, Suresh?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay, Soumya, any feedback? Any feedback, Soumya?
Yeah, it's the class is very entertaining and more deeply you have to go to every topic. So
I
next
will be taking each and everything. Nothing will be missed. Each and every point, depending on when it is required, will be taught to you. Okay.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
and
thank you.
no need to write any notes. Every day after the end of the weekend, I am going to share you these notes through mail. So everything will be given. Videos will be shared and notes will be shared. No need to write. And notes will be very detailed. Everything is prepared. Okay.
Video will be shared after the class, right?
Video will be shared by tomorrow morning. Next day morning.
Okay.
File will be shared at the weekends. If you want every day also, no problem.
Okay, no issue.
So now I will end the class because most of the people are leaving. Maybe they have some time constraints and all. I can't take more. Tomorrow we'll continue with the next part. Okay. See you, Suresh. See you. Suresh, any
Okay.
doubts?
No, sir.
Okay.
No doubt.
See you then. Okay, then.
Okay,
See you.
thank you.
Bye. Good night.
Bye. Good night.